All right, and now for another animated film, Kingdom Hearts X back cover. Well, this one was weird. I mean, well, okay, it wasn't just weird. It was boring, confusing, and a mess, which is par for the course for Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm not even gonna deny it. Like, I love the Kingdom Hearts games. I'm not gonna pretend I don't. But man, do these games really need to stop with all the bullshit? Like, I hate saying it because I do enjoy the games. I do plan on getting Kingdom Hearts 3, which, look at the day. Hmm? And it's just, why is it such a confusing fucking mess? And I know people are going to say, well, if you played this game, you played this game, you played this game, it'll all make sense. It's like, look, I, I've gotten the cliff notes. I've read as much as possible. I've even looked at let's plays or, cutscenes or whatever of the other Kingdom Hearts games that I haven't played, which, in case you're wondering, is Birth by Sleep, the 2.8. I think that's it as for ones that I haven't played. But I'm like, it's all these different games that I'm like, you know, it's not so much that I don't get the story, so much as it is that I don't care. Like, it's one of those stories that is just trying to be complex for the sake of being complex without understanding that in order for shit like this to work, you still have to try to make it interesting. You still have to try to, be, entertaining about it. And this fucking story is not. I mean, the games are fun. I'm not gonna deny it. The games are fun, and that's the main reason why I still play Kingdom Hearts. But the story just and when you have that's the main reason why I decided to do this one, because this is technically not a movie that was released in theaters. I don't think it was ever aired on TV. It was just something that was packaged with I believe the 2.8 game. It's essentially an hour long cutscene, so I figured, hey, might as well watch it. I got nothing to lose, and it just seems appropriate for a January of suck. And yeah, I mean, it's about as much as I expected out of a Kingdom Hearts hour long cutscene. It's full of just storytelling and talks of traders. And look, to give you an idea of what the story is about, you got a group of people. None of them are Sora or the characters that you know of. I know there's supposed to be characters that we're gonna be seeing in the new game, but in terms of ones that most people who've at least played one, maybe two of these games, sorry, um, would know. It's none of them. It's really none of them. And in that regard, you're probably going to be lost even if you played any of these. And I don't know, just so much of it is talking about how, this group of people and, hearts, and how one of them is going to betray the others, and there's like roles for them. And they apparently can't do alliances, even though I'm like, wait a second, if you're working together, doesn't that already mean you are an alliance, or do you mean an alliance within an alliance? And oh god, it's just a confusing mess. I mean, like I said, it's not that it's necessarily hard to follow the story. I got it. It's just that you're spending so much time explaining so many things, adding more and more layers and complexities to the characters, that you eventually start to realize, like, okay, there's a little too much of it to the point that I'm getting lost on what I'm supposed to actually follow, and that's to me the biggest problem in Kingdom Hearts, and in fact even with a lot of the designs for the characters that Tetsuya Nomura crafts for not only these games but for his work, is that it starts off with a good idea and there's something really great. I'm not gonna deny that, but along the way it's just adding thing upon thing upon thing, and it's just like we need one thing to focus on. You know, think of the other little things as little supplements to help create this bigger picture for the main thing. But when you're crafting all these things, like, okay, focus on this, focus on that, focus on this, focus on that, it becomes a giant mess to a point where I'm like, does anyone realistically care And I know some people might say like, well, I care, I enjoy it, and I'm like, look, if it's your jam, by all means enjoy it. I'm not gonna say that you can't, but for me, this is pretty much the problem with Kingdom Hearts as a whole. Even though I do like playing the games, even though I'm looking forward to playing three, is that, man, these things, I just I don't know why they do this stuff. I mean, it's just you have something good, but you ruin it by adding so much to it that it just becomes unwatchable, or know just loses all interest in it. And I don't like saying that about Kingdom Hearts, because I do want to like the franchise. I do want to say, hey, this is a really good series of games, but no matter what, it always just comes back and ruins it. And yeah, that's the main reason I decided to even do this for a January of Suck, because I figured, hey, if I'm gonna be talking about Kingdom Hearts, ranting on the story, I might as well, check out this hour long, movie that was put on one of the discs, just to see, whether or not it can hold when it's free from the gaming. And maybe it's, because they're more focused on the game, that they tend to overdo it with the story. Like, maybe it's just something where it's like, okay, we want to explain the game mechanics, or like, the story of the game or whatever, and we had to rush through it because we also wanted to play. But it's pretty clear, just looking at this, that it's not just the story of the game. It's not just the game. It's really just from a story level. This is a gigantic mess, and I hate saying that, but it truly is. So yeah, it's. I mean, I wasn't angry at this one, because like I said, I already figured what I was getting into, just by knowing what Kingdom Hearts has been like. But even with that low standard, it's definitely one of the harder sit throughs I've had this entire month. If only because at 60 minutes, it dragged so much. Like, this is one that I was expecting, like, okay, maybe it's going to be one of the shorter feeling movies because it is just 60 minutes. And at the 20-minute range, I was like, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. This still has so much more to go. I mean, granted, of course, it's not a whole lot, but it's still, 40 minutes, so not a really good sign. Definitely one of the worst of the month. And yeah, I know some Kingdom Hearts fans are gonna get mad at me for that, but you know what? The story is trash. I can't do anything about that. The game is great. The game is fun. Kingdom Hearts 1 is still, as far as the experience goes, one of my all-time favorite video games. But with the story continuously growing into this path, yeah, I don't blame anyone if they can't finish any of these games, because the story is so insanely just poorly hatched. But, if it's your thing, I'm not going to take it away from you. Oh well.